Every ending leads to a new beginning, and right now the beginning is upon us. Technically, because yesterday was the new moon in Scorpio, we are still in the dark of the moon, but it is in the dark that the seed is planted, and we are about to bloom. We have a planetary transition from heavy Scorpio into lighthearted Sagittarius, so this is really, really welcome news. The moon is currently in Sagittarius, which has an energy of buoyant optimism. Everything is right in the world. We can see the silver lining to any of our clouds. So there's a little bit of an infusion starting today of more positive, more optimistic, more hopeful energy. But it's not born out of nothing. It's born out of curiosity. It's born out of paying attention to not only how we're feeling, but where we're being led. What sort of life circumstances are bringing us to a place of realization and awareness? And the more that we approach with curiosity, the more that we embrace this new energy that's coming in, because today Mercury moves into Sagittarius. For the last little bit, Mercury has been in Scorpio, which has been really intense. It meant that our headspace, our communication, there is an element of extremism. But now with Mercury in Sagittarius, what we're doing is approaching life with curiosity. There's hope, there's optimism, and there is a combination actually of, we've really been struggling with Mars being in Cancer. It has an energy of quarrel, because what we're doing is we're coming from a deeply emotional place, and the action we take, the words that we've been using lately have been so deeply infused with emotion that we're not necessarily achieving our goals in the way that we would like to. But what happens today when Mercury moves into Sagittarius is that it does actually make a really good supportive angle to Mars, which means that whatever shifts inside of our heads, inside of our the words that we're using, there's going to be a difference in the energy behind our intentions and how they come through with our language, our body language, and it's going to be less triggering in the long run. So altogether, a really, really positive influence. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you know, we've been talking about how Scorpio is represented by death, number 13. But what comes after it is the tarot card associated with Sagittarius. We're not quite there yet. I mean, Sagittarius, actually, the sun doesn't move into Sagittarius until the third week of November. So we're quite a ways off. But what happened is that now Venus is in Sagittarius, Mercury's in Sagittarius, the moon's in Sagittarius. We're getting a taste right now of this new, beautiful, hopeful, positive energy. And the more that we can use any of that, the more that we can use a connection to the divine, the realization that we're not alone, the willingness to either ask for help or just simply move slowly and carefully with great love and honorable intentions, that is the pathway to the goals that we have. So let's shuffle. Let's have a card for the day. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. If you haven't seen it, I have full-length detailed horoscopes on my YouTube channel. They are good for 2 weeks, which means that they are still applicable this weekend. And what we're looking at is just this big shift of energy and how we can use these heavy realizations, these challenging experiences, in a way that we make these things work for us. You know, no heartache is lost, no challenging experience is lost if we're able to use it as a learning or growing or expanding experience. So yeah, let's pull a card. So this is really funny. I pulled Temperance. That's really funny. Oh my goodness. I love it. Thanks cards. Thanks, Spirit Team. So Temperance in this deck, which is the Everyday Witch deck by Elizabeth Alba, she represents Temperance as an embodiment of moderation. So this person's doing the tree pose in yoga. They've got one eye open and one eye closed. So 1 foot up and 1 foot down. This is actually an homage to the Hanged Man, number 12, which is a reference to Odin. So we have a connection to spirit. We have a connection to earth. And then balance and moderation, right? Not perfection. She's got carrots and water on one side, and cupcakes and a martini on the other side. So, you know, everything in moderation, and our cat has an ice cream cone. A much more lighthearted energy that we're moving into, even though the sun is in Scorpio, which represents that we're still doing the shadow work. But because Mercury and Venus and currently the moon are in Sagittarius, there is an ability to hold space for ourselves with new love, with new compassion, with new patience for the process, and a willingness to take things slow and be easy on ourselves. So thanks for being here. I'm Erin. I'm Queen Bee Tarot. Have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow.